This person is not some right-wing MAGA troll. This person is just disagreeing with a statement I said, and I wanted to make a video reply to it so I could give you my perspective. I made a video of a young man who was graduating high school, who, when his name was called, he danced across the stage. And when he got to the principal who was holding the diploma, the principal told him to go back and do it the right way. And I did this video and I asked where everybody stands on this. Do you think the principal was in the right, or do you think the kid was in the right? And in my video, I approached it from both sides. I said, well, I can understand the principal wanting to maintain the solemn dignity of the event, and I can understand the kid wanting to dance and celebrate over achieving this. And one of the things that I said was, if I'm looking at it from the kid's perspective, I'm saying to myself, I busted my ass to get here, and therefore, God damn it, I'm going to celebrate. I only get to graduate once, and I'm going to do it my way. This person then said, you're assuming he worked his ass off. I think we need to know the context of the kid's academic career. High performer, low performer, goof, question mark? And I understand what you're saying. Just because he graduated doesn't mean that he worked his ass off. It just means that he graduated. So let me rephrase, let me reword this. In my opinion, through my eyes, the fact that he's graduating means he worked his ass off, because I'm coming at it from a perspective of somebody that never graduated high school. I'm coming at it from a perspective of somebody who did not learn by sitting in a classroom and being taught. It's not the way my brain works. I learned how to be a phenomenal landscaper by going out in the field and physically doing the things. If you gave me a book on how to be a landscaper and had an educator, a teacher, tell me what was in the book and what I needed to understand and pay attention to in the book, I would never get it. But if you put me in the field and have me do it, I'll get it. That's just the way my brain works. So you're talking to somebody who failed 7th grade and had to completely redo it a second time, and who dropped out of school at the beginning of his sophomore year after having fucked off his entire freshman year. So through my eyes, from my perspective, the fact that he's graduating in my world means he worked his ass off to get there, which is the reason why I say what I say when it comes to graduates. Remember, the old saying, and I'm probably paraphrasing and not getting it exact here, but the old saying is true. What do you call the person who graduated last in their class in medical school? A doctor. You have to do the work. You have to put in the work. I'm not saying in every single case, because obviously there are people that have just been put through school and clearly were not educated when they got their diploma. But in most cases, you have to put in the work, you have to do the due diligence, and you have to pass the classes in order to get the diploma. And as somebody that could not possibly fathom themselves doing that, because my brain does not fucking work that way, I see somebody walking across the graduation stage, and I think to myself, they worked their ass off. I never graduated high school, and I have a daughter who I didn't raise, admittedly, but I have a daughter who put herself not only through high school but through college. I have another daughter that's put herself, graduated high school and is putting herself through college. I have another daughter that graduated high school from a boarding school, a STEM academy, and is putting herself, mentally speaking, through college. And I look at that and I go, holy shit, man, I couldn't even fucking get out of, essentially, I have a junior high education level. I graduated 8th grade. I finished freshman year with 1.5 credits. I have a junior high education level. And I've produced 3 children that not only graduated high school, but one went to college and graduated. She's an RN. Another one is in college to be an RN. She's been a CNA for years. Another one's at UIC in her sophomore year on her way to being a teacher. And I think to myself, my God, are these kids even mine? They're all working their ass off. So whether he was a high performer or a low performer, whether he was a goof or whether he was serious, whether he was a brainiac or he was the class clown, he graduated. So in my world, he worked his ass off and he earned it.